We have to be innovative, man, because we would like to survive.
Technology is absolutely crucial to Ukraine's battlefield success.
Сьогодні, по суті, ми можемо говорити, що почалася повноцінна війна дронів.
People understand that they are not fighting only for the business, for the prosperity, they are fighting for the country. The stake is all or nothing.
The tech sector here is a crucial part of Ukraine's economy. Even during the Russian invasion last year, it's the one sector that has continued to grow.
Well, the first thing the tech companies did was to carry on working for their customers. And that's been vitally important for Ukraine's economy because other sources of income from exports of steel or grain have been choked off.
In terms of technology playing a role in the war, there really is no element of it where technology isn't at play.
And I think you're seeing technology workers with almost dual activities, serving their customers, but also serving Ukraine's war effort at the same time.
The tech scene just scratched the surface in Ukraine. It's gonna blow up. We have to support it. We have to show that no matter what happens to us, we still are able to be operational. And that's exactly what I'm proud of.
We have this speech-to-speech AI voice cloning system that lets one actor perform, not just say things, in the voice of another.
So what's happening is my voice is going through this mic, and it gets converted on the fly to a different person's voice. And I have not just different gender, but also a different accent.
We work quite a lot with film studios, TV studios, video game creators. So that's the film in Event of Moon Disaster we did together with MIT Center of Advanced Spirituality. We created a Nixon speech that was written in case if Apollo 11 mission goes wrong.
Fate has ordained that the men who went to the moon to explore in peace will stay on the moon to rest in peace.
We were awarded with Emmy right before the full-blown invasion. As a company, we were preparing, so we had contingency plans. So we were delivering Hollywood projects like Obi-Wan Kenobi. It was delivered from bomb shelters. We actually had several generators in order to supply office, and Starlinks in case if internet connection would go down, as well as Starlinks were shipped to people who are not in Kyiv, in other regions of Ukraine, and batteries, generators, all that stuff. And our drill was about 35 seconds to switch office to generators. Now is the best time to invest in Ukraine because those who were able to survive no matter what are exceptional.
Currently, I'm mainly involved with two military-related projects. One of them is Zvuk. Essentially, it's a distributed network of acoustic sensors. They're built for air defense, for like detecting airborne threats. I got connected through the engineering community to a team who was already by that time like pretty far in terms of hardware.
We have installed 64 sensors as for now, and plan to install a lot more. Here's the parabolic acoustic mirror that focuses the sound on the microphone, and the box with the single board computer. The sound is then processed by AI algorithms.
And because like in Ukraine, we have this like huge territory, which is really hard to cover with like radar and air defense efficiently. There are always these gaps that need to be covered with something cheap.
The AI team needs a lot of samples to train the model.
Because you need to be recognizing acoustic fingerprints of things. And picking them from a ton of noises like cars, birds, flies, like thunder. Pretty much any other entrepreneur that I know, they do have either like a side project that's building like drones or they're like donating a lot, or their business is donating. There's an argument that if you have a lot of experience and a skill, you know, to make an impact technically is probably what you should do.
If you haven't traveled to Ukraine and you have this idea of this place being a post-Soviet Eastern European backwater, you would arrive here shocked to find that a lot of the economy and the country itself is more digitally focused than much of Europe and the United States.
The Ukrainian tech sector has moved beyond just servicing the needs of foreign IT companies, and you're beginning to see some real homegrown stars in the technology universe like Grammarly.
The Ukrainian tech sector has grown immensely in the last 10 years. I would say especially following the 2014 Euromaidan revolution, where there was this real burst of pride and patriotism. There was a lot of foreign investment that came in, a lot of young people who founded very successful tech companies.
To understand how Ukraine's tech sector has been so focused on helping the war effort and innovating for the Ukrainian military, you have to understand that this is a country that is really focusing on digitizing its processes.
They see tech as a way of expanding their country's footprint, growing their country's economy. And I think the best possible example of that is probably Mikhailo Fedorov, who is Ukraine's deputy prime minister.
Да, ми насправді зрозуміли це в 2019 році, коли створили міністерство, я почав працювати міністром, тому що ми створили продукт «Дія», і це сьогодні найбільш популярний цифровий продукт, 19,2 мільйони українців користуються. «Дія» – це one-stop-shop для державних послуг. І, наприклад, Дія також стала важливим інструментом під час вторгнення, тому що це можливість була швидко робити виплати в кілька кліків для людей, яким потрібна евакуація, реєструвати пошкоджене майно і навіть з окупованої території передавати інформацію про пересування ворога через Дію. І я вважаю, що сьогодні також технології для нас повинні стати фундаментом нашого захисту, тому що вони допомагають зберігати життя військових, допомагають бути більш ефективними на полі бою.
So Brave One is a government initiative that allows companies with innovative projects to pitch them straight to the government. The Ukrainian government hopes that this will give rise to a huge number of new military technologies that they can harness for the war effort in record time. Enormous numbers of drones are being used in this war by both sides for all sorts of purposes, whether it's reconnaissance or whether it's attack drones.
І сьогодні, по суті, ми можемо говорити, що почалася повноцінна війна дронів.
Very obvious that drones are a game changer at this war.
What we've seen since the full-scale invasion in February last year is a sort of explosion of creativity in this industry. Ukraine does not have long-range missiles, or not very many long-range missiles, so it needs to try and build up its own force, if you like, of longer-range attack drones.
М'який плавний старт.
This plane has a modular construction to make more simple transportation. The overall time for preparing plane for flight is about 2 or 3 minutes.
На даному етапі проект існує за рахунок грошей бізнесу українського і дотацій українців. Наступний крок, ми сформували заявку, ми подалися на Brave 1, і ми очікуємо її розгляду, щоб вони розглянули, подивилися на наш продукт.
This is a test explosion of this plane, the first explosion ever. Everything worked. After this test, we can be sure that the battle test will be successful.
15 minutes we can make one wing, so it is very fast. Very strong wing and very lightweight. The total cost of the construction of the plane is about $200 with all carbon, expensive glues, foam and all CNC machining.
От, відповідно, вартість дрона невелика, і, відповідно, там за $2000 можна точно влучити в ціль.
Many details have a lot of holes. That's why the plane overall weighs about just 1 kilo. They maybe don't look as Boeing or Airbus, but for a kamikaze plane, it is very important the quality of the construction.
Дійсно, в Україні почався такий бум, багато команд почали розробку різних дронів, але суть в тому, що запит більше, ніж пропозиція на ринку. Так, зараз ми активно розвиваємо напрямки коптерів, які скидують бомби, FPV-дрони, ми активно розвиваємо камікадзе-дрони, тобто і розвідувальні. Можна сказати, що по всім напрямкам відбувається робота.
What does this alarm mean? Are you checking what's happening on your phone?
Yes.
So what's going on?
It's a missile.
I mean, you're laughing, like Ukrainians are so used to this now.
Yeah. Ну, все буде добре.
Right now, the number of the products, the new products coming to the market, it's really huge.
Я скажу так, що минулого літа 7 компаній могли продавати офіційно БПЛА уряду. Сьогодні цих компаній там десь в 5-6 разів більше, а буде через 3-4 місяці там в 10 разів більше.
Ukraine has every interest in developing its own drone industry. One, because this war may go on for a long time and it needs resilience in its supply chains. And secondly, because it thinks it could become a real player in the world in military technology. So this is a great way of nurturing that industry.
As a drone UA, our main focus is agriculture. When the full-scale invasion started, almost from the day one I was mobilized, I served in the army. Drones are very important because, first of all, they save lives. Instead of sending soldiers to check what is going on in the battlefield, you just send the small drone.
Все починалося з того, що це ефективний інструмент для того, щоб отримати розвідувальну інформацію, наводити артилерію. І це продовжує так бути, але сьогодні дрони починають все більше виконувати функцію враження цілей ворога.
You have drone that cost $500 or $600 and you can destroy tank that cost $2 or $3 million.
Ти можеш порахувати вартість одного враження і зрозуміти математику війни для того, щоб масштабувати виробництво і застосування.
Without drones, the war will have very, very different character, which is very close to what we saw in Bakhmut.
This war includes all these practices, from the First World War to contemporary war of 21st century. We have to be innovative, man. You know why? Because we would like to survive.
Ми на лінії фронту. Ми сюди приїхали буквально на навчання десь на 3 неділі для того, щоб вміти, як користуватися цими FPV-дронами і плюс ще як їх ремонтувати. І тут є хлопці, я так поняла, що вони, які волонтери, нам допомагають складати ці всі. В принципі, дуже вони зараз важливі переходити на такі FPV-дрони, бо тому що вони більш доступніші по ціні і їхні комплектуючі теж більш доступніші. Це наш буде дрон-розвідник. Ми його плануємо запускати на 8 кілометрів в одну сторону і назад. Тобто більш детальніше розвідувати тил ворога.
We are like a part of women veteran movement. You can see the engineers who work here every day creating drones for our army. It can be big birds with payload less than 8 kilograms. We can create small one, and we always in communication with guys from battlefield to have strong and useful stuff to win a war.
Ось тут вони одразу ж не дають нам такі стимулятори. І знали, наскільки він треба от, газу більше додати, наприклад, або наскільки там треба нам плавні повороти зробити.
It is better to lose drones than lose people.
You might think that in a country at war, where missiles are still falling down on the capital, people would be staying at home, they'd be in bomb shelters in their basements. But Ukrainians are extremely resilient. There's a defiance to going out, to populating restaurants, to essentially trying to live as normal as possible. These events sometimes do get interrupted.
Attention, air raid alert.
The Air Alert app was downloaded more than 21 million times, and it's more than 5 million active users.
Traditionally, it was a siren on the street. There was no modern mechanism, and we delivered this modern mechanism like within 1 or 2 weeks from the beginning of the war.
You can see there is no alerts in Kiev now. Also, you can see the map of alerts. All the region where air alerts is on will be marked in red.
Our group of companies, we deliver the security systems, intrusion protection system, flood alarms, fire alarms. This is Ajax hub. It is a brain of a system. We sell in 169 countries. At the moment, we are the biggest intrusion manufacturer in Europe, and we are actively scaling now outside of Europe. The war is not an excuse not to deliver. For example, for 2022, our planned growth was around 70%. We achieved 35 to 40% because of the war. Suppliers started to worry if they will be paid back. You need to relocate the manufacturing to a safer place because factories were in Kiev and Russian Nazis they were near Kiev. But we are very lucky. In case of Ajax, the team united a lot. So now it's not a company, it's more like army style. People understand that they are not fighting only for the business, for the prosperity, they are fighting for the country. They understand if the company grow, more jobs, like less unemployment, more taxes, more power to the government, more power to the army.
And now we're seeing in front of Banksy artwork, which is protected by Ajax systems, and our devices over there, you can see it on the wall. If someone tries to get closer or touch the glass, the sirens start to scream really loud. It's important for us to save the signs, which can bring more attention to Ukraine. This artwork helps us to understand the contrast between the real life and the war.
War is a total disaster. This is an unbelievable price to pay. However, people who are paying this price with their blood, I truly believe they built a better future. This is not a country about oligarchs. This is not a country about political issues. This is not Russia. This is a new country, emerging country with a lot of opportunities. With smart people, we can deliver a good product made in Ukraine, designed in Ukraine. It was very important on the beginning. Now we take it for granted.
Technology is going to be fundamentally important for Ukraine's counteroffensive.
It's not only about drones and aerial technology, it's also about mobile applications that are used by the military for spotting and correcting artillery fire.
Battlefield management systems, which the Ukrainians load up onto cheap tablets and they can give to thousands of frontline troops to give them much more awareness of battle plans.
Also, there's a big role being played right now by electronic warfare.
Or anti-drone systems for taking down enemy drones.
This is an anti-drone rifle. Because it's lightweight and it's backpack size, any soldier can take it with them to the trench. It's developed together with our partners, and as a drone UA, we are helping to bring this product to the market and actually develop it from the commercial part. No, of course, it's not shooting bullets. It's emit radio frequency, which blocks the signal between operator and the drone. Right now, with the war we have, it's not possible to survive if you have no such solutions on the front line.
Russia is also very strong in battlefield technology for many of the same reasons, has that long tradition of technical education, and it's used it well on the battlefield.
Who's winning this technology battle between Ukrainians and the Russians?
Ну, звичайно, що вони там готувалися багато років до війн, до вторгнення, і тому вони багато інвестували в це, але мені здається, що сьогодні перевага на нашому боці і потрібно її розвивати.
Russians, they were much better prepared and equipped for this war. The only we can do as a counteraction is to use resources we have in more efficient way.
Unfortunately, Russians have superiority not only in fighter jets, but they have this superiority in technologies.
They also have used drones in very large numbers, whether it's reconnaissance or attack. They've taken vast numbers of Iranian-built, low-cost attack drones and sent them flying into Ukrainian cities. They have not been vastly successful at hitting targets necessarily, but they are successful at depleting Ukraine's more expensive air defense systems.
If you develop something, you don't need to wait months or years just to try if this technology efficient or not. So within one day, it is possible to reach the front line, to understand if the technology works and how it works.
Кажемо, це наша спільна робота. Тобто наше завдання як Міністерство цифрової трансформації якраз трансформувати, пушити інновації, пропонувати ідеї, навіть якщо вони є на перший погляд нереальними. Ну, я можу зробити короткий спойлер. Зараз ми працюємо над проектом «Армія роботів». Технології не тільки, які розвідують або вражають цілі, технології, які можуть стріляти, технології, які можуть забирати з поля бою. Тобто це, по суті, безпілотні.
The Ukrainian government aspires to turn their country into something like Israel with super sophisticated military technology.
Я думаю, що сьогодні наша задача номер один – це виробляти достатньо технологій для того, щоб перемогти в війні, але в майбутньому 100% ми це вже бачимо, що це відбудеться по низці факторів. Ми зможемо експортувати наші військові технології на весь світ.
We think about how many products and technical products related to Miltech has been created so far, and how many of them would be not just created, but also tested and polished through the course of war. And those products would be a basis of other sane countries being able to protect themselves.
І саме ось ця формула, вона дозволить підтримувати інтерес західних інвесторів, тому що вони будуть бачити, що є результат конкретний на полі бою, є попит на ці продукти, і потрібно інвестувати, тому що є ринок.
The reality is Ukraine is decades behind Israel in terms of building up the depth of scientific and technological knowledge or the financial ecosystem that nurtures these companies or the exchange of scientific knowledge with partners, particularly the United States.
This war has changed us. You see the death all the time. You become way more straightforward.
It is everyday job to donate right now. This war is touching everyone. If they have $1, they donate $1. $1 million, they donate $1 million.
Life now is tougher, more stressful, a lot of pain, but also a lot of hope. I have 2 kids. I'm fighting for their future.
Важко бути мамою на відстані. Є ж така загроза, що не можуть залишитися без мами. Це ж ніхто не хоче дітей.
Тому все тримається на ідеї того, що ми маємо перемогти.
The World Bank has estimated that the cost of reconstructing Ukraine and restoring its economic losses is $411 billion, and that number will have gone up since they came out with that estimate earlier this year.
We know from watching the development of Ukraine's tech sector that it's absolutely going to play a major role in its country's redevelopment and likely be the leading factor in just how quickly and efficiently Ukraine is able to rebuild after this war.